Hey everyone, so this is Catfish season 7 episode 4 called Lawrence and Cierra. Lawrence is the person who is writing in thinking he's being catfished. Cierra is the person who he thinks is catfishing him. So the initial email has Lawrence saying that he's 19 and lives in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. He met Cierra about 2.5 years ago on Periscope. When she would start, commenting on his videos that he would do, and then she started sliding into his DMs, and eventually started talking through texts and making phone calls to one another. It's apparent that she lives in 3 hours away in I don't remember what they said, but they never video chatted or had met. So on Skype call, he feels like he's just recounting everything. He doesn't really say much of importance, but that it feels like there's something she is hiding. So they make their way to Maryland, then to his house, and he's like, well, she would send pics, but off of Instagram, and that was it. Around January 2016. He had a mini heart attack or something like that, and then in the hospital he found out that he had heart problems, like he had heart murmur, tachycardia, and arrhythmia, apparently all those things. Excuse me. And then the moment he leaves the hospital, he ends up getting into a fucking car accident. So now he has anxiety over being in the car. And then, so it's just like, and the only thing that really seems to calm him down is Cierra. So, now he's just tired of getting the runaround from her, which is why he contacted them. Like, for example, she asked him to go to her prom, or to be a prom date, and then 3 weeks before prom, she's like, oh, psych, I got another date for prom. So basically that's what it amounts to. So then Neve and Max go do the investigation, check the pictures first, don't get any hits on the 3 that Lawrence sent them. They search one of the numbers for Cierra on Facebook, and it gives them one profile, Cierra something, I don't remember, Cierra something, and it says that she lives in Hampton. So they search the new number, and it gives them a page for a guy named Clifton in Hampton as well. They see if Clifton is friends with her, and they see that there are 2 Cierra profiles. There's the first profile that they had that I don't remember the last name of, and then there's the other profile that says Cierra Miracle on it, and she lives and the Cierra Miracle profile says that she lives in Newark. So they write the URL for the second page, and notice that Clifton's URL is very similar to the second page. Max thinks Clifton made this Cierra Miracle page, and that's why Cierra hasn't been available to meet. They look at mutual friends of Clifton and Cierra Miracle, find that there's 8 mutual friends between the 2, and 1 is a girl named Aisha. So they send her a message. Look at Clifton's page and only see that pictures are what they can see. Then Aisha calls. They explain the situation to her in basic terms, and then ask if she knows Clifton. She said yes, they went to school together with Cierra, and that he's this drama queen who loves stirring up trouble. Clifton is gay, and Max asks if he has ever created a fake profile or took over one of Cierra's profiles. Aisha's like, well, she could see that happening. Like, she could see, him creating a fake profile or taking over someone else's, she can see him doing that. And she explains a few years ago, she had that happen to her on another site where Clifton, made a fake profile of Aisha. So, and this is where they switch to FaceTime so that they both can see each other or whatever, and ask if Clifton can sound like a woman. She says, yes, he can. So they get off the phone and all that, and then here we go with Neve's wife again. Like, she didn't really give anything to the episode. Like, why is she in the episode if she's not going to bring anything to, not bring any significant investigative tools for this particular episode? Like, if they're truly stumped as to where they can look next for a specific catfish, then why is she I mean, and she's not, if she's not doing, like, giving any investigative tips as to where they can go next for a catfish, then why is she on the episode? I don't get it. And again, I'm gonna bring this up. Nee says in the beginning of in the intro for this season, he's like, well, I'm gonna bring in my wife, Laura, to help once in a while on the cases, but she's not helping anything. She's not really giving any sort of ways to figure out if where to go next for, like, to see if a person's who they say they are, or if they're a catfish. She's not doing that, and I'm just like, why is she here then? I don't get it. And a lot of people are feeling the same way. So I mean, I don't know. Anyways, the next day they go to Lawrence's house, show him what they found, and then call the number for Cierra, for the first Cierra Facebook page that they found. They get the voicemail and leave one. They then call the number that is linked to Clifton's page. When someone picks up, they are like, this isn't Cierra, this is Clifton. And he says he doesn't know Lawrence. So Neve tries to get info out of Clifton, but he keeps insisting that he doesn't know what they're talking about. And says, and so while Neve's talking, Max is like, well, Lawrence, when was the last time you texted this number? For that is supposedly Clifton's, and Lawrence is like, this morning, I texted it this morning. Clifton says he doesn't want any drama and for them to never call him again. Max thinks he's the guy behind the profile, which I was thinking too. But Neve thinks that while he may be involved, he wants to know how much Cierra knows. Excuse me. So they all plan on going to Hampton. On the way, Cierra texts Lawrence with an attitude, asking if he will tell her what's going on. He tells her he will if she calls him, but then she's like, well, I gotta work for the rest of the night, and I'll call you the next day. And right off the bat, Neve and Max are like, that sounds like a bogus-ass answer. So the next day, or the next morning, Lawrence goes to their room and tells them that Cierra texted him a few minutes ago saying she gets off of work in 30 minutes and we'll meet them. They get so that he texts like, okay, where can we meet? And they get a text back saying where to meet. They go there, and Lawrence feels like if it's a guy, or on the way there, he feels like if it's a guy, then he might as well just go back into the car. Cierra comes up a few minutes after arriving, and she explains that she was texting from Clifton's number because her phone is broken. Clifton is not at all involved in this entire situation whatsoever. She has 2 pages, and the Cierra Miracle one, I believe, is the older one, older of the 2, that she doesn't, and the one that she doesn't use anymore. So they decide to then go to a restaurant, to eat something, and even before they go to this restaurant, Lawrence is acting all sketchy and shit, and at the restaurant he's acting really fucking nervous and all that shit, and it's just like, okay. And he's acting like a real fucking jerk. Like he's getting text messages and answering them at the table when even though he supposedly wants to fucking, like, meet with this girl, and he wants to meet with, like, he says he claims he wants to be with Cierra, but then it's like he's not really paying much attention to her, and by answering the text messages, and then he gets a call, gets up and leaves, and just goes to take the fucking phone call, and just acting like a fucking jackass. And so when Lawrence goes to take the phone call, Neve follows him after like a minute or whatever, and when Lawrence finishes the phone call, Lawrence I'm so done. I'm so done with these people who think they're getting catfish. I'm so done with these people. I really am. Because what he says next is that I'm engaged. Like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? You're engaged. And you're sitting up here wanting to fucking... You're acting like you want to be with Cierra and shit. Like, what on what planet does that shit compute? I mean, I get that he's young, but what the fuck? Like, the fuck is going on here? So, and he has the same exact expression. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, boy? What the fuck are you talking about? So, he was like, well, I wanted to meet Cierra because I wanted to see if my feelings for my fiance would change and if I would actually want to be with Cierra. I had to pause the fucking episode. I was like, the fuck you talking about? You like, I mean, Cierra took it. She is, you know, she basically said everything that was like pertinent to what needed to be said, because they go back over there. Neve takes Max away from the table to let, you know, Lawrence say what the fuck he gotta say, and he explains to Max, once away from the table, this boy is fucking engaged. And he's questioning if he has feelings for Cierra. So he's like, and and Max is like does the same thing as Neve did earlier. It's like, the fuck is going on here? And so they go back to the table after Lawrence explains to, or before they go back to the table, Lawrence tells her what's going on, and she's like, why the fuck did you come over here to see me when you wasn't feeling me in the fucking first place? Like, why you should know by now if you're feeling me or not. Like, that's basically what she's saying. Like, you should know by now if you're into me and want to be with me. You should know that shit by now. And if you're already fucking engaged, because his ass was engaged for a couple months by now. His ass has been engaged for fucking months by this point. And I'm just like, the fuck you mean you've been engaged for months and you're just now fucking saying this shit? Like, the fuck you talking about? And it's just like, what? And so, like, why did you, I mean, you should know, like, again, it's like, why, I mean, you should know by now if you're into me and you want to be with me. Clearly your ass ain't into me if you're already fucking engaged, apparently engaged, and wanting to be fucking married. And it's like, the fuck are you talking about? And so Neve and Max come back, and so they call it a day after that, and they get into the car, get into the car, and Max is like, boy, like, clearly your ass ain't ready to get married if you're saying you want to marry this chick back at home, but then are like, I want to see if I have feelings for the other. Like, how do you not know if you have feelings for the other girl? And if you don't know if you have feelings for the other girl, why the fuck would you propose to someone else? That doesn't make no sense to me. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I get that he's 19, but my God, I wanted to, like, like every last one of these people who think they're getting catfished and are writing into Catfish, I wanted to fucking strangle, or I wanted to, like, strangle them and throw my phone against the fucking wall and break it to pieces, because they have shit ass personalities. And I can't deal with it. I mean, at this point, it's just like, what the fuck, like, every last one of them has a fucking shit ass personality that's like, makes me want to be like, it just makes me want to go up to them and say, fuck you and what the hell you stand for, and just, what the fuck you doing? Like, Anyway, 2 months later, Lawrence broke off his fucking engagement, has tried to reach out to Cierra, but she's pretty mad. As I would be too. I'd be like, fuck you, and all those expletives and everything. And so once they get off the phone, or once they get off of Skype with him, they get on the Skype with Cierra, and they tell her that he broke off his engagement and all that stuff. I'm like, Anyway, next week on Catfish, they get an anonymous email from someone saying they were caught catfishing by Neve and Max before, and they feel like if they know who is writing in, they won't help them. Like, Neve and Max won't help them. So their thinking is this woman named Heather from Pensacola, based off of the off of how she's writing in an email. Anyway, so this anonymous person is like, well, I noticed that he's doing a lot of things that she herself used to do as a catfish. So I ain't gonna make no predictions for this, cause there's nothing really to predict. 'Cause I don't know who it is, and well, I'm gonna say since the last 3 episodes, like since episodes 2, 3, and 4 have been the person that was actually in the photos, I'm gonna say that this time it's gonna be someone who, like, the person who's writing it's actually being catfished this time. And I think it's gonna be someone. I don't think it's gonna be the person that they're thinking it is, this Heather in Pensacola. I think it's gonna be someone that, like, I'm gonna say it's gonna be someone from like season 1 or 2 that's writing this time. So that's all I really have. As I said in the Vikings video, I'm not gonna do Chicago Med anymore, since no one's really watching that one. I will come back tomorrow for Chicago Fire, and I will try Vikings is episode 11, see how I like it, and see if I want to do a video on it. And obviously, like I said, I'm going to still, do videos for, still watch Vikings, but I'm not entirely sold on whether or not I will make videos for them anymore, because of the 2-part reason, as I mentioned in the video before. So, but that's really all I have until next week.